tonight. This is another one of those stories I kind of like digging back through every now and then. I know some of y'all are probably sitting there thinking, oh man, he's going to go back to Kings and back to Elijah like I have about 10 different times in here. But no. Look at a different character tonight. And this is going to be one of those where I want to get just one point, but so I have like it took me more than a couple of hours and we'll be out here.
Fine with me.
All right. See, I got one person to agree, so we're good. It's a story of a character that I kind of sort of feel like I might be able to relate to occasionally, and my wife will probably shout. She actually pays attention here in a minute. But, hey there. We'll kind of look at the story of this particular individual right from the get-go. If you would, look down chapter 25, and we'll start in verse number 21. It says, "And Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife, because she was barren, and the Lord was entreated of him. And Rebekah his wife conceived, and the children struggled together within her. And she said, If it be so, why am I thus? The Lord said to her, Two in thy womb, two people shall separate out, and one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger. And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb, and the first came out red all over, like a hairy garment. And they called his name Esau. And after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob. Now, you see here, from the very beginning of his life, Jacob is trying to supplant brother. Alright? He starts off when they're being born, grabbing on, trying to hold him back so he can be first. Obviously this didn't work out for him. He figures out pretty early on, the strength battle, the intimidation, that's probably not going to work out for him. Okay? The end of that verse, it says, the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field, and Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents. Okay? So what you see here, you have Esau, the firstborn, you realize real quick that the whole physical intimidation is not going to go his way. So he figures out at a very, very young age that he's going to have to use something a little different to get his way. Look down at verse number 28. It said, And Isaac loved Esau because he did eat of his venison, but Rebekah loved Jacob. So his mama's boy. It says, And Jacob sowed pottage, and Esau came from the field, and he was faint. And Esau said to Jacob, Feed me, I pray thee, with that same red pottage, for I am faint. Therefore his name called Edom. And Jacob said, Tell me this day birthright. And Esau said, Behold, I am at the point to die, and what profit shall this birthright do to me? And Jacob said, Swear to me this day. And he sware unto him. And he sold his birthright unto Jacob. And then Jacob gave Esau bread and pottage of lentils, and did eat and drink, and rose up and went his way. Thus Esau despised his birthright. Okay? So, you see the man's man, Esau, he comes in from the field. He's been working, toiling, sweating, doing manly things. Okay? Jacob's been inside playing little Mr. Homemaker. Ooh, I heard that one from up here. Alright. But you see, Esau comes in and he thinks he's about to drop. So he's asking his brother for some food. You know, okay, sure. What would any brother do, right? You know, you see your brother, you think he's about to hit the floor, so, you know, you're going to look out for him, right? Yeah, sure. All I want's your birthright. Now, you think about this. You know, this whole thing of the firstborn, you know, this type of deal, it's not exactly society. And you know, it takes a lot of privilege and a lot of responsibility in a family to be the firstborn, to be the head, you know. And it was a cherished thing. So Esau, you know, he might have been this rugged man's man, but apparently he wasn't all that bright. So he walks in, he thinks, I'm fixing to hit the floor. Jacob hits him with a simple proposal, and he says, okay. Like, seriously? One meal. So you see, Jacob is a very calculated individual. He's the sneaky one. Esau's rather short-sighted, so his brother takes advantage of it. Okay. Now that we have that established, look in chapter number 27. You see, he realizes being the little fair one, you know, being the little mama's boy, that he ain't gonna get very far. And big dude. So his brother, being sneaky, first known as and his eyes were dim, so that he could not see. He called Esau his eldest son, said unto him, My son. And he said unto him, Behold, here am I. And he said, Behold, now I'm old, I know not the day of my death. Now therefore take, I pray thee, thy weapons, thy quiver, and thy bow, and go out to the field, and take me some venison, and make me savory meat, such as I love, and bring it to me, that I may eat, that my soul may bless thee before I die. And Rebekah heard when Isaac spake to Esau his son, and Esau went off into the field. And Rebekah spake unto Jacob her son, saying, Behold, I heard thy father speak unto Esau thy brother, saying, Bring me venison, and make me savory meat, that I may eat and bless thee before the Lord before my death. Now therefore, my son, obey my voice, according to that which I command thee. Go now to the flock, fetch me from thence 2 good kids, the goats, and I will make them savory meat for thy father. But it's not the for the one second. Again, I almost want to hear that. We'll have to rewind here in a minute. My mother-in-law just gave me a look. Anyway, it says, And Jacob said to Rebekah his mother, Behold, Esau my brother is a hairy man, and behold, I am a smooth man. My father peradventure will feel me, and I shall seem to him as a deceiver, and I shall bring a curse upon me, and not a blessing. And his mother said unto him, Behold, said, okay, yeah, upon me be thy curse, my son. only obey my voice. Go fetch me them. And he went and fetched and brought them to his mother. And his mother made savory meats, such as his father loved, and that's a good of her eldest son Esau, wherewith, yeah, that one's hard to say, were in her house, and put them upon Jacob her younger son. And she put the skins of the kids of the goats upon his hands, and upon the smooth of his neck. She gave the savory meat and the bread, which she prepared, into the hand of her son Jacob. And he came to his father and said, Father, and he said, Here am I. Who art thou, my son? Jacob said unto his father, I am Esau, thy firstborn. Look down the verse. I cannot. Look at verse number 35. Okay, here we go. Struggling tonight, can you tell?
Mm-hmm.
A little tired. Be all right. Verse number 35. And he said, Thy brother came. Okay, yeah. I guess I was supposed to talk right there a little bit. Yeah, okay. Look. You see here. Man, I am struggling. Good night. You see here what's going on. Alright. The father is at the end of his life. He's getting ready to bless his son, his eldest son. He asked him to do one last thing for him. Go out, get me some really good savory meat. Go do your hunting. Go do your kayak. Bring me a good meal. I'm going to bless you. Okay. Well, mommy overhears that. Sets the little mama's boy up. Says, hey, look. You're going to come in. You're going to do this. You're going to get the blessing. Can you just imagine what he would have looked like walking in with like goat skin hanging, over different places just so he looked like this hairy dude, like this. He comes in, he lies to his father, and steals a blessing from his elder brother. Verse number 35, you see here, Esau gets back right after Jacob walks out, and he's not very happy. Can't imagine, right? Verse number 35 said, And he said, Thy brother came with subtlety, and hath taken away thy blessing. And he said, Is not he rightly named Jacob? For he hath supplanted me these 2 times. He took away my birthright, and behold, now he hath taken away my blessing. And he said, Hast thou not reserved a blessing for me? So, he's a sneaky one, right? Yeah. His family's doing okay. This is not a poor family. Alright? They have cattle, they have servants. He's doing just fine. But he wants more. He wants what was never intended. He must be look over. He has those going by like 29. His father-in-law, yeah, it cost him 14 years of servitude. You'll see all through this story. Now, look on to the end of chapter 29. He sees the vision of angels ascending and descending on this ladder. He knows all about the God of his fathers, the God of his forefathers. He's very familiar. But that personal touch, that personal experience just seems to be lacking here. Now, he's left because, he kind of made his brother a little bit mad. He's left. He goes out. He spends 14 years working for spends 7 years working for one wife, and then his father-in-law turns the tables on him, gives him the older daughter that nobody wanted. So then he spends 7 more years working for the wife that he wanted to begin with. You come to chapter 32, and you see that Jacob's decided to return to his father. He wants to return home, but still a little apprehensive about going home because his brother might still kill him. So, he's taking a very cautious approach. He sends servants ahead with gifts. He's thinking, okay, maybe this will calm him down a little bit. He still needs birthright for one meal, so, I said you should think a little bit. But you look down, he sends the servants on ahead with gifts, okay? He's getting ready to make this trip to face his brother. And look now, chapter 32, and look at verse number 22. It says, and he rose up that night, took his 2 wives and his 2 women servants and his 11 sons, passed over the ford Jabbok, and he took them and sent them over the brook and sent over that he had, and Jacob was left alone. So he's heading back home. He's heading back in the night. Jacob was left alone, and there wrestled a man with him until the breaking of the day. And when he saw that he prevailed not against him, he touched the hollow of his thigh, and the hollow of Jacob's thigh was out of joint as he wrestled with him. And he said, let me go, for the day breaketh. And he said, I will not let thee go, except thou bless me. And he said unto him, what is thy name? Now, a guy that's still in fear of how his brother is going to react. Okay. He's alone in the night, and okay, he's all through the night. He fights, he wrestles, he's trying to gain an advantage, no matter what he goes through. He can, but he refuses to give up. He realizes that he can't win, so he does the next best thing. He kind of goes back to how he's always been. Let me find an advantage somewhere else. He's got this pretty well down. So he just holds on for dear life. Says, let me go. The day's approaching. Okay, Jacob realizes he doesn't want to be seen in the daylight. So, what does he say? He says, I'm not letting go until you bless me. The guy that's already stolen his older brother's birthright, and the guy that's already stolen his brother's blessing, now wants another blessing. Trying to take the upper hand, and he wants more. And you think about this, he gets a nice little touch during this encounter. He gets his hip knocked out of joint, but he still wants that blessing. So he's holding on with all he's got. And he's sitting there. It's got to be hurting because, I can't imagine. I'm not old enough quite yet to have my hip pop out of joint. There's a joke in there, and I'm not going there at all. But I'm not old enough to, know how it feels to have your hip pop out of joint, but I can imagine it's probably quite painful.
It is.
And he still says, I'm not letting go. I'm in this for the long haul. I want something more. I want your blessing. I want you to bless me. And what's the response to Jacob and his absolutely stubborn request here? All it took was one more smack and, pop a shoulder out of socket, go to the knee. He's going to fall out like Teddy Bridgewater this week. But, poor guy, bless his heart. But he doesn't. Instead of going for more physical pain, for more physical damage, he's wrestling around here. And when he asks for this blessing, what's the response? He says, what is thy name? Like, what? What kind of response is that during a fight, But think about this, all right? You've all heard it said, I know you've heard our pastor say many times, I'm pretty sure you've heard it in here a time or two. When God asks questions, He is looking for the opportunity to do business with an honest heart. See, he knew exactly what his name was. He knew exactly what that name meant. Anybody remember chapter 27, verse 35? What did Esau say to his father? Isn't he rightly named Jacob? Anybody know his name? The trickster.
Deceiver.
The conniver. And see, here in this battle, here in this night, he's alone. He's fighting. He's wrestling for all he's got. And he's forced to face the truth about who he really is. And he said unto him, what is thy name? And he said, Jacob. And he said, thy name shall be called no more Jacob, but Israel. For as a prince thou hast power with God and with men, and hast prevailed. All that struggle, all that fight, all you have to do is be honest. So we face the same thing in our lives today. You think about it. We get so caught up in making more, having more, that a lot of people nowadays kind of seem to forget about exactly how they go about making it and getting it. See, we get so caught up in trying to impress our friends and trying to acquire this, to practice, all the value we don't like. Sometimes we lose sight of people. We lose sight of God's plan. See, Jacob came to a place where he had to be honest about who he was. He had to admit what he was. He had to sit there and say, you know what, God, you're right. I'm no good. I'm a trickster. I'm a conniver. Everything I have, everything I am, isn't that. He has sided with God against himself. But once he did that, once he took that step, you see what happened. His identity changed. Once he decided to be honest, to let God change him, his destiny changed. Now think about, what did God change his name to? Israel. Okay. Now, what do we call the nation of God's people? Yeah. Hey. You ever thought about how Abraham got that promise, yet it's not referred to as the nation of Abraham? Yeah. See, God thought enough of him to forever link his name to his chosen people. To link his name and his son's names with his chosen. Not bad. He thought a little bit about this man, even though he had a pretty rough start. So, think about this. If you're sitting in here and you're thinking, why is everything got to be so hard? Why is it I have to do this, 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 and this just to get ahead? Why is it, I don't know, maybe, why is it we have services where I see people crying and I see people going to the altar and I see people raising their hand and I don't really feel anything like that? Have you ever gotten to that place where you're on top of it? Because if you'll be honest with him, he'll be a genius. Bless me, bless me, bless me, bless me. Lord, I need this. Lord, if you give me a car, that would bless me. I could use a car. But, Lord, if you just give us a bigger house, Lord, if you'd bless me with this, if you'd bless me with that. Well, if he did give it to you, it might not be a blessing at all. Just throwing that out there. See, God might be drawing you to a place where he can prepare you for something bigger than you can imagine. Just remember to be honest with him when he speaks to you. And who knows? He might change your identity. And in doing so, he might change your destiny. Lord, I thank you for allowing us to be here in your house one more time. Lord, to open your word. Lord, to worship you and Lord, fellowship with people that know you. Lord, I pray that you just continue to grow this class. I pray that you just continue to give us wisdom and guidance and direction. Lord, help lead it and help us all grow and help us, Lord,